Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. I welcome you all to today's session of the Daily Quiz, a place where we discuss the most important news stories, mainly from the PIB and from the Indian Express newspaper, by converting them into the form of questions that are probably going to be asked by the UPSC in the prelims examination. Also, to help you navigate through your preparation journey, we have a one-on-one counseling session lined up for all of you with our experts. It will be a personal one-on-one counseling session. In order to attend that, all that you need to do is fill up the Google form. You will find the link in the description of the video and give us your details. One of our experts will surely get in touch with you as soon as possible. On that note, let's begin with question number 1. Consider the following statements with regards to cartosat 2 series. Number 1. Cartosat 2 is a series of remote sensing satellites. Number 2. Since 2005, ISRO has launched cartosat 2 satellites that were primarily used for mapping purposes with image resolution capacities ranging from coarse, medium and high resolution. Third, 17 years after its launch, cartosat 2, the first of ISRO's second generation of high resolution imaging satellites primarily used in urban planning, has been deorbited. How many of these are correct? Now, there is very significant news about the cartosat 2 satellite. Remember, this is a satellite that has helped India for over a decade in its urban planning. Because of its remote sensing capabilities, it has been able to give high resolution images to the government, which they have used to make sure that urban plans are up to date. All these three given statements are correct. The answer here is C. 17 years after it was launched, cartosat 2 satellite by ISRO, as per plan, now has been deorbited. As you can see here, this is an article in the Indian Express newspaper. The satellite, which has been working since 2007, has played an instrumental role in making sure that our urban planning remains up to date. Until 2019, the satellite was equipped with over 12,000 coupled charge devices that were able to give very high resolution images to the urban planners. Next, question number 2. Consider the following statements with regards to National Youth Parliament Festival. Number 1. It is based on the idea given by the Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat address in 2017. Second, the first edition of this festival was organized in 2018 with the theme Be the Voice of New India and Find Solutions and Contribute to Policy. Third, only government and education institutions of the country are eligible to participate in this program. And fourth, to hear the voice of the youth in this age bracket of 18 to 25 who are allowed to vote but cannot contest an election, means they are the ones who are eligible to participate. How many of these given statements are correct? Now, this is a difficult question because you usually do not read about this festival, but it is in the news in the PIB because it was just now organized. First is true, it was Prime Minister who came up with this idea in 2017, but the first edition was in 2019 and not 2018. The theme is correct, but the year here is wrong. Third is also wrong. Not only government and institution, any recognized education institution in India. So any recognized education institution in India is eligible to participate. Fourth is also correct. This also includes children from 18 to 25 who are eligible voters but who still cannot contest elections, to make them even more aware of Indian democracy, Indian parliamentary system. It can also have participation of the local MPs, local MLAs that can look into the preparation of the youth to participate in this festival. The answer thus here is B. 2 of these are correct. Second and third are wrong. From the PIB, as you can see the news, Central University of Punjab, Bathinda has bagged the first prize in the National Youth Parliament competition. Next, question number 3. Consider the following statements with regards to Swaminathan Commission. As you know, Mr. M.S. Swaminathan has just been announced that the government will be giving him the Bharat Ratna. He is also in the news because of the farmer protest. He was the head of the famous Swaminathan committee. Let's look at these. 1. On November 18, 2004, the Ministry of Agriculture constituted a National Commission on Farmers under Professor Swaminathan. Second, Swaminathan Commission recommended fixing of MSP based on C2, that is actual cost of production, plus 50% as demanded by the protesting farmers right now. Third, Swaminathan Commission also recommended a legal guarantee for the MSP. How many of these given statements are correct? Now, with the farmers again protesting and trying to enter the national capital, their demands and the recommendation of the Swaminathan Commission are again a lot in the news. You look at these three statements. Interestingly, Swaminathan Committee never recommended a legal guarantee, because they also knew that giving a legal guarantee to the MSP will increase the budget, the subsidy budget of the government many folds. Even the second one is wrong. Swaminathan Committee did not recommend what the farmers are protesting right now. So if anyone says farmers are protesting what Swaminathan Committee had suggested, that is wrong. First statement is true. Swaminathan Committee did not say that the farmers MSP should be fixed on C2 formula, that is actual cost of production. They were not really of the view that the rental value of the land should also be included here. Thus the answer here is A. Any one is correct. That is the first one. Second and third here are wrong. There is this detailed article on what Swaminathan panel had said in the Indian Express. I would highly recommend you to read it in detail. It talks about what the Swaminathan panel had actually recommended and what the farmers are recommended right now, and what is the comparison between the two. Next, question number 4. Consider the following statements with regards to National Commission for Scheduled Caste. Number 1. Initially, the Constitution provided for the appointment of a special officer under Article 338. Second, National Commission for Scheduled Caste comprised the chairperson, a vice chairperson, and 3 additional members. Third, till 2018, the Commission was also required to discharge similar functions with regards to the OBCs, because we did not have any OBC Commission as such. How many of these 3 given statements are correct? The answer here is C. All the 3 are correct. As you know, National Commission for Scheduled Caste is a constitutional body that looks into the welfare of the scheduled caste in India. It looks into the working of the different government schemes and welfare programs, and also advises to the government the measures that can be taken to further improve the lives of scheduled caste. It also acts as a civil court, that is, it can register complaints by or that are filed by the scheduled caste against any atrocities committed on them. The answer thus is C. The reason why it is in the news is because this commission has just submitted its annual report to the President of India. As you know, these annual reports are to be submitted to the President. Whichever constitutional body works throughout the year, like the Scheduled Tribe Commission or the Backward Class Commission, or even the UPSC, all of them have to submit their annual report to the President of India. Next, the previous year question from 2015. Which one of the following countries of Southwest Asia does not open up to the Mediterranean Sea? Does not open up. Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, and Israel. Now, as you know, region nearby Israel is in the news. It has always been in the news in the past decade or so. If you look at the map very carefully, Jordan is not a country that opens up to the Mediterranean. In fact, if you look at the area of West Bank is called West Bank because it is on the west of the Jordan River, and on the other side you see the Jordan as a country. So Jordan does not open up to the Mediterranean Sea. I'll show you the photo also. See this. This is where you see Lebanon, this is Israel, and over here will be Jordan. So somewhere here will be Jordan. So Jordan does not open up to the Mediterranean Sea. As you can see, all these other countries from Europe and from Asia open up to the Mediterranean Sea. Even countries from Africa, they also open up to the Mediterranean. Now this part of the world is often asked by the UPSC, so be very careful with your mapping in this part specifically. Next, we want to discuss a fact of the day, and the interesting fact is China's attempt to settle more and more population on the border areas nearby India. China is building defense villages along the LAC and trying to populate it. Now, this is not a new strategy. China has been following a model called Zhaoqiang. Now, Zhaoqiang is basically a name given to border defense villages. They have been building it since 2019. Some of these villages are right opposite to the Lohit Valley in the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh. They are occupied by Chinese. Now, what China does, they usually ask their retired army personnel to come and live in these villages because they know that they are used to living in these kind of areas. This is one of China's attempts to capture as much territory near the border area as possible without leaving any buffer zone as such. The structure includes double-story large spatial buildings, and the construction has already been completed in most of these cases. As per reports, China has constructed 628 of these villages already. China, as you know, had introduced a new border law on in Jan 2022, it had said that China would give protection to all the land border areas which China shares with any other country. Now, how has the Indian government responded? As you know, from Indian government side, we have been running our own program called the Vibrant Village Program since 2022. Underway, the government plans to expedite the development process in the village areas near the border and also build new villages. India is planning to develop 663 border villages in this first phase of this program, mainly at the border that we share with China. China has been trying to construct other infrastructure as well, roads, bridges, in order to improve connectivity. Similar activities are happening on the India side as well, which indicates that the issue between India and China does not seem to end anytime soon. This brings us to the end of today's daily quiz session. I hope you learned something new today. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a good day ahead. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.